I'd always told them, I was like, you guys don't realize how big Brooks is. Like, people love it. People love this little rinky-dink building. They call it the humble building, and it is. My dad and Scott are good men. It's pretty heartbreaking. It's really hard. I work with him every day, so he's my buddy. We butted heads, but he's still my uncle and like my other dad, so he's always there for me.
I drove by here yesterday morning. I saw the police cars. I drove by North Davidson, and I didn't even think that something like this could have happened. I thought there was an accident or something. I had no idea that Mr. Brooks was murdered. I'm just so sorry for their loss. I cannot imagine how difficult it is. This should never have happened, and I pray that they find who's responsible and prosecute them.
I always call him Scotty. He called me Stevie. I've known him for 30 years, and the relationship goes beyond food. I mean, this is a place where you could see a former Republican mayor and a former Democratic state senator, even on the same day. Folks were here in their banker suits, three-piece suits, construction hats, black, white, Latino, Asian, didn't matter. And the amazing thing about Scotty, as I called him, he made everybody feel at home. We need more people in the world like Scott Brooks.
You don't know how much this meant to me, but brothers looking down on us now.
Right.
This is great. This is great because this is love and this is what it's all about. Thank you so much for coming.
Love you, David.
Love you, David. Love you, David.
Love you, David.
Yeah, man.
And your family.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you are family.
It's really, really, really scary because we see 400 or 500 people come in and out of this restaurant every day, 5 days a week, and you would just never guess that someone had the audacity to come and take someone's life that would give you the shirt off of their back. I've watched people come in with no money and him say, oh, don't worry about it, bring it another time, or not at all, it doesn't matter. Or even if they just wanted to talk, they'd stand in the corner and they'd carry on a conversation with you. And just for someone to do that, knowing that we all, even customers, feel like this is a home, and someone to take all of that away from so many of us it's absolutely heartbreaking that someone didn't have the heart to walk away from it, and they did it anyway. And we all are family here, and they have put a big hole in that family without him now. And Brooks honestly just won't be the same.
Here today for one reason and one reason only, and that's that North Carolina and America need Dan Bishop in the United States. Friends don't let friends vote alone. Grab a friend, grab a family member, go to the polls and vote.
This is Vice President Mike Pence calling. I'm in North Carolina today, and I'm out campaigning with Dan Bishop. I'm here. The President will be here later today, and we need Dan Bishop in Washington, D.C., and we need you to turn out tomorrow in the upcoming special election, this coming Tuesday, September the 10th. Again, this is Vice President Mike Pence calling for Judy Condor. Judy, I hope we can count on your support for Dan Bishop. He will be a great congressman, and he is the right Dan.
When you look at what this president was able to accomplish, it's amazing what we were able to accomplish with Republican majorities in the House and the Senate in our first 2 years. I think there's only one way you can describe the last 2.5 years in this administration. 2 years of which we had strong conservative majorities in the House and Senate. It's been 2.5 years of action. Been 2.5 years of results. It's been 2.5 years of promises made and promises kept. And with Dan Bishop, we're not only going to make sure we re-elect President Donald Trump for 4 more years, but we're going to elect a Republican majority back in the House of Representatives.
I'm very happy to be here in Charlotte, in North Carolina. Today is a Friday, among many other Fridays, and for well over a year, young people from all across the globe have been striking from school every Friday, demanding our leaders to take responsibility and to unite behind the science. But the people in power have not yet done that. They continue to ignore us and to ignore the current best available science. So we have no choice but to go on for as long as it takes.
I'm doing a climate skip, so I'm striking for the climate change.
How would your school or your teacher react to that?
Some schools, they give excused absences, but mine didn't give an excused absence, and my school is trying to be as supportive as they can, but I don't think completely that our school is open to striking. I want to be at the headlines. I want to be there when things happen. I'm really passionate about it, and it's really important to me, and I feel like I need to be able to do this for my friends and my family, and I want to be able to contribute this to my community.
If there's some students, just skip their class and to join this event, how would you feel about that?
I think it's fabulous. I think it's very important that everyone participate in our democracy, and nothing could be more patriotic than showing dissent for things that we think are wrong and supporting the things that we think are right.
The last couple of months, I've had the privilege to travel around in North America. I visited so many incredible places and met so many inspiring people. And it can be hard in times like these to find hope. And I can tell you, I have not found much hope in politicians and corporations.
My husband and I are doing this because we realize that our grandchildren and children might not have the same earth and benefits of the earth that we grew up with, which is basic clean air and clean water.
I'm most concerned about getting to the tipping point where there will be nothing that we'll be able to do to stop irreversible changes, and that the sea level will continue to rise, the temperature will increase, and that will have an incredible impact on our survival.
I think Greta caught my attention because she was like a lone wolf out there from Sweden talking about this, and what she has done, she's made this a movement with the young people, and that's what we need. We need the young people to be active and to be a voice.
It is we young people who are the future, but there is not enough time to wait for us to grow up and become the ones in charge, because we need to tackle the climate and ecological emergency right now.
Unite behind the science! There is no planet B!
Today in front of 85,000 people on national television against the #1 team in the country is why you have done what you do, to get an opportunity like this. And my deal with you, and it's going to be the same with me, don't let it pass by and think, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Okay? We have no fear. Never have, never will. Right? We have a chip on our shoulder.
Let's do something special, man. Let's go.
Why tonight is important for you and for the Niners?
Well, I think we need to continue to progress, and a game like this is a really good measuring stick. Obviously, we're going to have to play extremely well, but just how are we able to overcome adversity? How do we compete? Do we fix some of the mistakes we've made in the last 3 weeks? So we got to continue to build. If you don't walk out there and your hair stand up a little bit, something's wrong with you, right? This is what it should be about. This is what you signed up for. Right? This is why you picked an opportunity to come to our place to be able to play in primetime games just like this and make a statement for yourself. What you have to do when you walk out those doors is, number one, you got to get over the helmet. Number two, you got to take a deep breath. And number three, you got to do your job.
Let's go, baby! Hey, 120, baby! Hey, 120! Hey, it's starting tomorrow. It's starting.
Played the #1 team in the country. What was your takeaways of your performance?
Obviously extremely impressed with Clemson, and I know they do an unbelievable job. Impressed by the way that their guys play, and they came out early and got after us. I think we compounded it with making a few mistakes of our own. Obviously the pick six we can't do, and too many penalties. I think we had 12 or 13 penalties, so we definitely didn't help ourselves, but give them credit. Here's the great part about it, okay? Is when you go back and you watch the film and you're talking about playing the #1 team in the country, you're going to see a bunch of plays that you left out where they could have been a lot better, where we could have had a lot more success. Did we make some plays? Hell yeah. Did we play hard? Did we play to the final whistle? Hell yeah. And I'm very proud of you for that. So when we talk about it being about us, right? Am I saying that we're 42 points different? I don't know, right? But what I am saying is that we gave them a bunch, okay? What I am saying is it could have been a lot closer, but coulda, woulda, shouldas don't count around here, right? We learned another lesson. Let's stop learning hard lessons, okay? Understand that when we get back to on Monday, okay, the real season starts. I mean, 1, 2, 3, Charlotte!
Did you spend time with Will Huey this week?
Well, we talked on the phone and text back and forth, and it was good to get a chance to really finally meet him and talk to him, and got a chance to meet his wife. Kath came out and met his wife and his little boy Eli. So it's a great family. I told him after the game, just stay the course. He's on the right track. They're going to get it going there. He's about the right things, and class guy. I think again one of the bright young coaches in this business that's got a bright future.
We have a homeless crisis here in Charlotte. We really do. And it's getting worse and worse. The good thing is Charlotte is an amazing city. And we're growing and people are coming in. But with that, our homeless population is growing too. So God, we ask that you would open doors, that you would help us to find the camps that are out there, Lord, that people would be in their camps. And Lord, that your will would be done, and that most of all, your love would be shared, that people would feel loved. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Josh, let me put them totes in first.
We're gonna go over here first, maybe Snoop and all that? Okay, let's do that. The mission of Watchmen of the Streets really is just to go where people are at that are experiencing homelessness here in Charlotte and surrounding areas, and just to go and build relationships with people.
Do you want canned food? Canned, like Vienna sausages?
What? Yeah.
I've been in Charlotte for 17 years.
Just about
I got a full-time job.
What is your full-time job?
I do construction. I demolition and rebuild and remodel houses.
Some of us could be one paycheck away from homelessness. They're people too. Maybe they didn't have the same hand that was dealt to us growing up. You know, maybe they were abused. Maybe they grew up in poverty.
In your name I pray. Amen.
So some of the main things, as you can see with this weather, is just protection from the elements. So whether under a bridge or if not, you know, people need tarps and tents and sleeping bags, and people have often said, well, you're only making the problem worse. You're only encouraging people to stay out on the streets. No, we're not. We have no room right now. We're getting people on the waiting list. We're trying to get people housing, you know, and hook people up with resources. But the problem is people have to wait, and there's not enough places that are available. And so what are we supposed to do? Let people literally sleep on the concrete without a pillow or a sleeping bag or protection from the elements? I mean, that's just inhumane.
Homeless in general, I've been out here for 3 years. If a young person keeps telling you, my knees are giving out, I got hit by a car last year, and you're still saying, oh, well, go get you a job, I'm not going to be able to keep a job for too long. I had a job at IHOP. I only worked there for like a month, sleeping in a tent. The managers there were asking me to fill in for people who weren't showing up. Yeah. So, of course, I did. And I felt like it wasn't, you know, helping too much. And then the fact that you have to wait in line to take a shower or to do laundry, so you can miss a day at work, and that could cause you to lose your job. So
you're kind of picking between carrying laundry and work.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just let every one of my caseworkers know that I've talked to. Anybody that I talked to said they're trying to help me. Yeah. If I have a place to lay my head at night where I'm able to take a shower and rest comfortably, I don't mind working. And then with me getting hit by the car now, I really don't know how much I will be able to do.
I mean, this is people's lives, and this is our community, and this is our city of Charlotte, and people are suffering. And I can show you third world type conditions that people are living in.
Can I hug you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
God bless.
And so I just really want to encourage, not shame the community, but encourage the community to come together and share the resources so that we can really make people feel loved and give them a better future, while at the same time improving our city.
Coal ash first became to public attention in February 2014 when a coal ash pond that Duke Energy operated near the Virginia line spilled 39,000 tons of ash into the Dan River.
I'm excited to announce that the Catawba Riverkeeper Foundation and our partners have agreed to a settlement that ensures Duke Energy will remove the last of the dangerous toxic coal ash from the 6 remaining sites in North Carolina.
The question now is, who will pay for all of that?
What's in the ash basin now and what's going to come out over the next 10 to 15 years depending upon the facility. That's going to be collectively in the Carolinas $8 to $9 billion that cost. That cost will be spread out over the entire construction project. So one of the things that we've done here at Marshall is upgrade from the old way of doing things, the wet ash basins, to dry ash handling. You see in the background there the emissions coming from the stacks. That's largely steam. Those advanced emission controls capture fly ash and keep it from going out into the atmosphere. Instead, it's stored here at the industrial landfill. We are actually standing on fly ash right now. So, historically, when the plant was first built, the state-of-the-art back then was an ash basin, which is an engineered filtration system. It filters the ash out through a wet basin. What we've transitioned to at Marshall is what's called dry ash handling. So we've already made the upgrades to take the basin permanently out of service and handle all the ash dry. So one of the things that customers are being asked to pay for right now in the current rate case is the upgrades to the newer technology to dry ash handling facilities. When we retire an old technology and move to a newer, better technology, typically that is considered a customer cost. And the Utilities Commission has historically said if it's a cost that deals with state or federal regulatory compliance, that's an appropriate cost for customer bills.
Critics, which include the state attorney general, say that Duke created its own problems by mishandling ash for a number of years, and that Duke shareholders should pay that expense. So that's the open question as we move forward on this. The attorney general's case is before the state Supreme Court, and it has not been decided on as of yet.